Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm just going to set up my screen here as I'm in a little bit of a different location. See if you can see me okay. I'm going to switch back a bit. All right, good. This looks great. All right, so let's take a nice comfortable seated position. Hopefully you all can hear the music and myself well. Again, if you have any questions or if something isn't like technologically isn't working, the sound or something, please let Chris know. He'll relay that information to me. Happy to be working with you all. So we are almost to 2021. It's been quite a year. Allow yourself to find that comfortable seated position. It could look like cross legs. I mean, one leg nice out and long. Or maybe even coming to sit on both feet. So wherever you are, just take a moment to find your sit bone, sitting. Close your eyes for a moment. Allow your center of gravity to drop down into the earth. And take 3 deep breaths exactly where you are. Allowing yourself to soften in the body and noticing the spine lengthening as you inhale, as you exhale, softening back down into the earth. And for today's practice, take a moment to acknowledge how you're feeling and where you're feeling it. And maybe allow yourself to think about what you might want to get out of this practice. As we inch our way closer into a new year, what might we be able to do right now in this practice that you might want to hope for yourself in this next coming year? Whether that's a little bit more connection to your body, a little bit more flexibility, which could be on and off your mat, a little bit more opening in the heart center. It's been a tiring year for us all, so allowing ourselves a little bit of grace is so fundamental. So wherever you are right now, take a nice deep inhale in, one of the deepest breaths you've had all week. And exhale, open up the mouth and sigh it out. One more breath, just like that. And open up the mouth and sigh it out. Bring your hands to heart center. Bow the head down as a sign of reverence. We look inwards to the body as a moment to ground ourselves. Notice how intrinsically connected we are. Take another inhale in. And exhale it out. Good. Open up the eyes. And today we're going to start standing up. So come to Tadasana at the top of your mat. Have your feet, excuse me, in a nice parallel position here. And similarly in tabletop, I really like to activate this sort of position that might feel quote unquote easy or transitional. And I want us to acknowledge that Tadasana is a similar pose. So allowing your arms to fall right next beside you, look forward. Notice the weight on your feet. Notice if it's heading a little bit more in the heels, a little bit more in the toes. Try to find somewhere in the middle. Energetically bring the ankles towards one another. Notice how that lights the thighs on fire. Pressing the feet down into the ground. Take a nice inhale in, lifting the side body long. And soften in between the shoulder blades. The head of the shoulder bone moving back, the heart moving forward. Allow the palms to face front. And then allow the head and throat to move back. We are so constantly hanging our head, looking down at our phones and our computer screens. Let's actively engage the neck muscles here. This is Tadasana. Take a nice deep inhale right here. Feeling the legs engaged, feeling the shoulder arms back, feeling the head and neck back. Inhale the arms up high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up. We're gonna do this a few times. So since the beginning of class, give yourself a nice generous bend in the knees if that feels good. Exhale the arms up. Inhale, forward fold. Exhale the arms up high to the sky. Last one, inhale down. Exhale up. And then bring your hands right next down to our sides. Again, engaging the legs towards one another. Bring your hands right on top of your thighs. Bend the knees and round the spine here. Exhale, cat-cow. So a few cat-cows just in standing positions. Lifting and lengthening the shoulder bones back. Curving the spine. Linking your breath and movement and allowing yourself to move from your breath and not my voice. So a last cat-cow here. Curving the spine. Straighten the arms and legs. Bring the arms right in front of you. Plug the head of the shoulder bone back so the scapulas are kissing one another. Keeping that, raise the bicep over the ears and sit back into chair pose. Hug the inner thighs towards one another and sit a little bit deeper, shooting energy out the fingertips, out the sit bones. Breathe here. Bring the throat back, bring the head back. Take another inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale, look forward, bend at the elbows for gold post arms. Exhale, straighten. Bend at the elbows, gold post arms. Exhale, straighten. And exhale all the way down to forward fold. Take a moment to breathe here. Again, noticing where the weight is falling in your feet. Bend the knees, root the palms down into the ground. Press back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, come to the top of a plank. Notice if you have to step your feet back a little bit, step your hands back a little bit, and then press back up into a downward facing dog. The length of your plank is the length of your down dog. Take a nice inhale in as you root the inner edges of the hand down into the ground. Inhale, gather energy up the limbs to the bottom of the heart, keeping that root back down through the limbs. Stretch the back thighs back and soften the heels down into the ground. Downward facing dog. First down dog of the day, so pedal out the feet a little bit. Inhale, come to the top of a plank. Exhale, drop the knees, lift the shoulder bones up, back, and together. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Put the toenails down into the mat. Hug the arms towards one another. And really press the palms down into the ground and then press them towards your feet. This is upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up high to the sky. Inhale, catch your lunge. Let's drop this back knee down. Take a nice deep inhale in as you hug the legs in towards one another. And exhale the arms up, bicep over the ears. Excuse me, I have to blow my nose. I have a little bit of a sinus thing going on. Take a nice deep inhale in. As you bring the right hip bone back, left hip bone forward. And reach the fingertips high to the sky, Surya Ah. Crescent lunge. Take a nice deep inhale in here. And exhale the arms down into the mat. Lift the back knee up, press it back into a downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge, lower the back knee down. Inhale, hug the legs in towards one another, flex this back toe. And exhale the arms up, bicep over the ears. Inhale the left hip bone back, right hip bone forward, squaring off the hips here. And bend a little bit deeper in that front knee. Inhale, lift the shoulder bones up, back and together, lifting up the heart. Exhale out. One last breath. Inhale in. And exhale the arms back down to the mat. Press the back knee up and press back into your downward facing dog. Notice any newfound space here. Noticing how left leg up high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Inhale, hug the legs in towards one another. And again, let's lift this back thigh up, right? Feeling like we're sticking out our glute here. Keep that. Exhale the arms, bicep over the ears. Inhale, plug the left hip bone back, right hip bone forward. Bend a little bit deeper in that front knee. Breathe here, feeling the strength of your legs support you as you hug the legs in towards the midline. Moving into nice and controlled knee dips. Slowly drop the knee down, hovering over your mat. Exhale, straighten. Make sure this front knee is going over the third or fourth toe. Drop the knee down. Slowly straighten. Last one, drop the knee down. And slowly straighten. Spiral the back foot out. Exhale the arms parallel to the mat for warrior two. Take a nice deep inhale in as we settle in. Inhale, hug the legs in towards one another. And exhale, bend a little deeper in that front knee. Make sure the knee's going over the third or fourth toe. Look over your front fingers. Inhale, interlace the hands to the back. Exhale, opening up the shoulders as you lift the shoulder bones up, back, and together. And bend forward for humble warrior. Making sure the knees falling over the third or fourth toe and not knocking in towards your mat. Inhale, hugging the legs in towards one another. Feeling the strength of those inner thighs. Take another breath in. And exhale, undo the fingers, bring your arms back towards the mat. And exhale, press back into a downward facing dog. Notice any newfound space in the hips and the shoulders. Inhale, come to the top of a plank. Root the inner edges of the palms back, shoulder bone back into the socket. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Rotate that back foot. And inhale the arms parallel to your mat. Moving through warrior two here for a moment. Hug the legs in. And exhale, bring your right forearm down to the mat. Sweep your left hand right in front of you. And then plug that shoulder bone back, just like we did in the beginning of class for chair pose. Keeping that, bring the bicep over the ear. Pars vaquet. Take a nice deep inhale in as you press your right forearm down into the thigh and spiral the right rib cage towards the ceiling. Allow the throat to move back, head to move back. Take a nice deep inhale in. Exhale out, finding that nice long line between your left foot and your left fingertip. Exhale, bring the arms back up through warrior two. Look down at your mat. If you have a block or a water bottle, bring it right on the outer edge of your foot, straighten the front leg. We're moving into triangle pose here. So triangle pose, we really want to be safe about stretching the belly of the muscle here and not the ligament. It's a really easy pose to kind of lose track of our stability in our hips. So hug the legs in towards one another. You can actually feel the engagement of your muscles. So keep that. Bring your left palm right by your hip and tip over like a little teacup. And place your right palm by your block or water bottle, wherever you are. Hug the legs in towards one another. As you exhale the left palm up high to the sky, spiraling the rib cage towards the ceiling. Can you lean back into the shoulder blades as the shoulder blades soften towards one another, opening up the heart. Take another inhale in. Exhale out. finding newfound space in the body. Take another inhale in. And exhale, from the strength of your legs, press back up. Bring the front foot forward. And then we're gonna rotate both legs out. Excuse me. I have a little bit of a tickle in my throat. Inhale the arms up, and exhale, bend the knees and the elbows for goddess squat. Hug the legs in towards one another and lift the shoulder bones up, back, and together. Spread the fingers apart. Make sure the knees are going over the third or fourth toe. Feeling a nice opening here. Take another inhale in. And exhale, straighten the arms and legs. Bring the arms parallel to the mat as you rotate the front leg back and bend the front knee. Maybe step out nice and wide. Give yourself a little bit more space here for warrior two on the other side. Inhale, allow the legs to come towards one another as you exhale the left bicep towards the left thigh, sweeping the right hand right in front of you. Pull the shoulder bone back and exhale the bicep over the ear. Take a nice deep inhale in and pause okay. Hugging the legs in towards one another and exhale, spiraling the rib cage towards the ceiling. Inhale, gathering energy to the core of the pelvis, keeping that root back down through your limbs as you shoot energy out the crown of the head and out the right fingertip. Inhale in and exhale, come back through to your warrior two. Straighten the front leg, maybe rotate that block or water bottle over to the outer edge of the left foot. And again, hug the legs in towards one another. Keeping that, bring the right arm down to the right hip and like a little teacup, bend over, placing your left hand onto the block. Hug, hug, hug the legs in towards one another and exhale, allow the left arm to go up towards the ceiling, spiraling the rib cage up. Notice the shoulder blades here. Are we sinking down, or can you actively press your hand into the block and soften in between the shoulder blades? Take another breath in. Inhale in. And from the strength of your legs, exhale, press the arms back up to warrior two. Bring the left leg to center, and again, rotate both feet out. Inhale the arms up, and exhale back down to goddess squat. Breathe here. Hug the legs in towards one another. Bring the hands right in the back of the head, and we're gonna exhale, dip the right elbow to the right knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, straighten. Keeping really the strength of the core, belly button to the back of the spine, strength of the legs really nice and solid. And we're just tilting the torso to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last time. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Straighten the legs. Open the arms up. And spiral the arms all the way back to the front of your mat, finding that low lunge. And root your hands down as you press back into a downward facing dog. You might need to move your block out of the way. Take a moment, catch your breath. Root the palms down into the mat, allowing the shoulder blades to soften between one another. Hug the inner thighs towards one another in downward facing dog as you allow the sit bones to descend closer to the earth. Inhale, come to the top of a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look at the top of your mat, step or jump. Inhale the arms up high to the sky, and exhale the arms right down beside you. Finding that strong Tadasana. Root the feet down into the floor. Hug the ankles in towards one another. Lift the shoulder bones up, back, and together, opening up the heart. Allow the throat and head to move back. Tadasana. Take 2 rounds of breath just here, maybe closing your eyes. Catching your breath. And at the bottom of your next exhalation, look down at your feet and bring the weight all the way over to your left foot. So much so that the right foot is nice and light. Root down through the left foot as you bend the right knee and grab the back foot. Thigh stretch. Hug the inner legs towards one another. Flex the right foot. Kick the foot into apart from one another. Really think about the thumb moving back towards your back wall. And breathe here. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale in. Exhale out. Last one. Inhale in. And exhale. Slowly let that foot go. Bring the right knee up. Still standing nice and strong in that left standing leg. And then bring your hands to your hips. Bring the right ankle over the left thigh and bend down for figure 4 stretch. Make sure that the knee is over the big toe or third or fourth toe. Press the right lower leg into the left thigh and hug the legs in towards one another. Keep your hands on your hips if you like, or inhale the arms bicep over the ears. Whew. And if you need a moment to hang onto a wall, hang onto a chair to help find some balance, go ahead and do so. Sitting down a little bit deeper, finding that nice figure 4 stretch. Last deep breath, inhale in. And exhale, straighten the standing leg, lift the right knee up, and slowly allow everything to descend back down to the earth. Close your eyes, try not to fidget. Feel your breath percolate through the whole body. Taking a moment to check in with that want, desire of what you wanted to get out of this practice. It's a moment to check in. Open up the eyes, look down at your foot, allow the weight to drop down all the way into the right foot, allowing the left foot to be nice and light. Bend the left knee, go ahead and grab that back foot. Hug the inner thighs towards one another. Lift the right arm high to the sky. Belly button to the back of the spine, rib cage to the back of the spine. Take the left foot into hand, hand into foot. Find that deep stretch in the front thigh. Spread the fingertips apart, really pressing the thumb into the back wall. Take another inhale in, exhale out, and inhale, slowly let go of that left foot, bring the right arm down, lift the left knee up, continually root down into that standing leg, and then figure 4 on the other side. Really press the lower leg into the right side and bend down into chair pose. squaring off the hips here. Can the right hip move back, left hip move forward? Hugging the legs towards one another. Keep the hands right on the hips if that feels good, or exhale the arms bicep over the ears. Notice that each leg might feel very different from one another. That's okay. Flex the left foot as if you're kicking that heel into a wall. Sit a little bit deeper. Look out, shoulder blades softening between one another. Take another inhale in and exhale, straighten the standing leg, lift the left knee up and exhale the arms and foot back down to the earth. Close the eyes one last time. Finding that strong Tadasana without trying to fidget. Hug the ankle bones towards one another. Allow the throat and head to move back. Lift the shoulder bones up, back, and together. Feel the breath percolate through the whole body. Inhale the arms up high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, press back or shoot back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come to the top of a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, sit back into child's pose. Take a moment, root your hands down into the earth. Lift the shoulder bones up, back, and together. Take another inhale in. Exhale out. Filling up the back body, illuminating the back body with your breath. And inhale, let's lie on our bellies. Bring your forehead down into the earth, flick your toenails down into the earth. Inhale, energetically hug the inner thighs towards one another. Exhale the arms down by your side. Take a moment as you hug everything towards the midline, and exhale, lift the toes and lift the fingertips up. Take a breath here. Spread the toes and spread the fingertips apart. Finding a little bit of a back balance. And exhale, give yourself a pillow with your hands. Allow your forehead to drop down and wiggle the hips from side to side. We'll be doing that one more time and then slowly making our way into camel pose. On the bottom of your next exhalation, bring the forehead down to the earth. Bring the arms down by the side. Flick the toes into the earth. Inhale, hug the inner thighs towards one another. And exhale, lift the feet and toes and head up. Feeling the heart opening up. I like to call this pose Superman pose. Really feeling everything come towards the midline. Feeling the strength of the whole back body. Back of the legs, back of the spine, back of the head and throat. And exhale, allow everything to soften. Turn your head to the other side. Maybe wiggle out the pelvis a bit. Take one last deep inhale in. And exhale. At the bottom of that exhalation, press your palms right next beside you back into a tabletop position. So we're going to be moving into camel pose, last pose of today. So you can take a moment and look at me for a second. I'm going to come stand on my knees. And if this is a little bit too much, if you have any knee problems, go ahead and lie a blanket or roll, fold your mat up and sit on that. So I'm pretty much in a parallel position here. My feet are flexed. I'm gonna engage my lower legs. So inhale, hug the legs in towards one another, like you're squeezing a little ball in between the inner thighs. keep that. I'm gonna take a nice deep inhale in, lifting the side body long here, lifting the shoulder bones up. I'm gonna exhale, soften in between the shoulder blades, so lifting up and out of my heart. And then bring one hand to grab my back foot and the other hand to grab the other, really lifting up from the heart, pressing my inner thighs towards one another. Camel pose. Take a moment to get yourself in here. If you feel like you have any pinching in the lower back, please refrain from doing this. You can absolutely, a nice variation is to just hug here and then lift up, finding a nice little arch right here, leaning back into the shoulder blades. So wherever you are, and keep the head up, engage the neck, try not to drop the head back. Hug, hug, hug the inner thighs together. Take 2 deep inhales and exhales just here. Inhale in, exhale out. Last one, inhale in, and exhale. Bring one hand up, and the other hand up, and then sit back down. If this is too much on your knees, if you have any knee problems, you can absolutely sit cross-legged. Take a moment, maybe lift the kneecaps up, close your eyes. Take a breath here. We'll move through one last vinyasa and head into shavasana. So on the bottom of your exhalation, press back into a downward facing dog. Last down dog of the day. Inhale, gather energy up the limbs to the bottom of the heart. Keeping that, root back down through your limbs as you lift the thighs up and soften the heels down. Inhale, come to the top of a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one last sweet breath here. Exhale, drop the knees to the mat and find your way on your back. Excuse me, keep your knees up, allow your arms to come to a T or goalpost arms, whatever feels good to you. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And close your eyes here. Slow the breath. Connecting your breath with your movement. And then next time you find your knees over to the right side, stay right there. Finding a nice soft supine twist. Flex both feet. And you can stay exactly here, or you can bring that right foot on top of the left knee for just some additive weight. And allow gravity to do its thing. Take another inhale in. Exhale out. Softening further into the ground. Inhale in. And exhale, allow that foot to drop back down. Bring the knees back up to center. Take a breath, take a moment. And exhale, softening the knees over to the left side. Flexing both feet. And again, what you did on one side doesn't necessarily have to happen on the other. So you can stay here or bring that left foot over the right knee. Allowing your breath to fill up the back body. The breath percolating through the whole body now. Taking one last deep inhale in. Exhale out. And allow the left knee to come back, bringing the knees back to center. And taking any last pose you like before Shavasana, maybe hugging the knees towards the chest, rocking the knees from side to side, or maybe moving into Happy Baby. This is a great moment to maybe add some clothes on, turn the lights a little bit lower, and in your own timing, allow your legs to straighten onto your mat, moving into Shavasana. The arms can be right down by your side, palms facing up, palms facing down, or allow one hand to come onto your heart center, one on your chest. Soften in. Drink the breath in. Whisper the breath out. Allowing the eyes to fall back. The throat to soften. Unclench your jaw. Soften in the heart and chest. Breathing down the left arm, the left wrist, the left fingertip. And softening down the right arm, right wrist, right fingertip. Breathing into the belly, unwinding the hips. Softening the left leg, left ankle, left toes. And softening the right leg, right ankle, right toes. Breathing into this full body. Allowing your breath to open itself to grace. The most intimate relationship we have with ourselves, our breath. Taking one last deep inhale in, and exhale, softening further into the ground. Allow the muscles of the face to relax. Grounding the nervous system. And wiggle the toes and the fingers. Allowing yourself to rock over to one side of the body. Allowing the weight to continually pour down the head and down the hips. Allowing the breath to illuminate the back body. This amazing three-dimensional structure that supports us. Taking another inhale in, dropping down to the ground. And exhale, keeping the eyes closed if you like. Press back into that comfortable seated position we first started with. just to notice how you're feeling and where you're feeling it, taking that inventory in, checking in with yourself. It's been a really long year, and the most amazing thing we can do and take away from this year is connecting, hopefully, a little bit deeper with ourselves. Filling ourselves up with our breath. Bring your hands to heart center, bow the head down in a sign of reverence. Softening in the belly. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope everyone has a great holiday. And namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend and next week, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye.